Hi everyone, welcome to join our sharing session today. So without further ado, let me share a screen with you all. Yeah.
Looks good.
Looks good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Newleaf durian share farming presentation. Okay, so by leveraging with Newleaf, definitely you can get a piece of a profit from the agriculture, especially you have no any experience in the agriculture line. So no matter what kind of background you are from, maybe you are from education background, you are from the medical background, by leveraging with Newleaf, definitely you can get a piece of the profit from the agriculture. So in agriculture plays a very important role, especially contribution to the Malaysia economics. Since 1950, we are very famous in rubber. 1970, we are very famous in palm oil plantation, and up to now, we are very famous in durian plantation. So you can see that in the revolution of the agriculture is keeping on changing, and now comes to durian plantation. It's just like what happened in 30 years to 40 years back ago, palm oil plantation itself. Okay, in Malaysia, we have more than 200 breeds of durian registered under the DOA, Department of Agriculture. So among all the 200 breeds of durians, Newleaf, we are focusing on D197, Musang King, and D200 Blackthorn. There are a few reasons. D197 is still in the rank #1 in Malaysia in terms of the stability and the quality and the taste of itself. And D200 Blackthorn, because it's getting more popular in the international market and also the local market. So that's why we are focusing on two breeds, the Musang King and Blackthorns. Okay, so how was the durian placed in the international market, and what is the potential of the durian markets? So based on the global export value, the first leading country is basically from Thailand, followed by Malaysia and Vietnam. So there are a few reasons. The first one, the main reason is when last time when we are focusing on the palm oil plantation, Thailand already commercialized the entire durian industry, and most of their durian go for the export. So however, in Malaysia, we are still in the progress, keeping on increasing our export volume. Since 2014 to 2020, we have about 3 times of jumps in our export volume from 13,000 to 30,000 export volume of our durians. So even Maybank Investment Bank has carried out a conference talk regarding for the plantation. So for the plantation revelation, it's not just palm oil anymore. So if it goes to the durian industry, and besides this, CNN from Singapore also reported that durian was set to become Malaysia's major export. And based on the report, our government is quite supporting us to go for the large-scale farming in order to commercialize the entire durian industry and to gather the demand and also the volume that required from the overseas markets. So even though Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, most of our durian goes to China itself, this country, the next to Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, and United States. So no matter there are so much of durian produced from Thailand, Malaysia, however, most of the durian goes to China. And this slide I want to present you is the durian producing country is quite limited, as you know, like Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia. The coming one is Philippines. However, the entire market is from the globals. So we have a very great potential in the durian market. Okay, we don't see the entire global market. We just see one country itself, which is China. Okay, in China, based on the durian market overview, okay, 1.4 billion of their population. In 2021, they already imported about 800,000 metric tons of a durian to their country. And this 800,000 metric tons only can contribute 1% of them eating the durians, and 95%, okay, dominant by Thai durian. So in 2020, our whole in Malaysia, our entire production is about 400,000 metric tons. So let's say the whole entire Malaysian never eat durian and 100% go for the exportation. We still couldn't cope the demand from the China, and we can only fulfill about 0.5% of their population eating the durians. So in order, based on this China market overviews, right, for the durian markets is still in the infant state. In order to go for the mature state, definitely we have a very great potential. And even if, let's say, from 1% of China population eating durian increase to 2%, definitely not ourselves, even Thailand itself also need to double up their plantation scale in order to cater the demand from the China. How about the entire overseas? Okay, so In 2019, 30th of May, we get the green light from the China. We can export our whole durian with the husk, with the shell to their country. So previously we couldn't, we only can export the durian frozen pulp, but now we can straight away export the whole durian husk, whole durian pieces of durian into to their country. Because of this, about 30% of the increment happens of a durian farm price in Malaysia. So our Malaysia durian market is quite different compared to the Thai durian. Why do I say so? So in 2020, 400,000 metric ton, about 92% already consumed by our local. So our durian market in Malaysia is quite different compared to the Thailand. In Thailand, most of the durian, about 85% will go for the export and mainly go to the China. However, in Malaysia, we had a very strong market base by ourselves. And we had a very limited volume can go for the export, about 7.6%. So in order to gather the demand from the international and overseas market, definitely we have to increase from 7% to 14%. This indicates we have to double up our plantation skill. Okay, so for this statistics, so that this 5 area and country, this is the main export area and country from Malaysia durian to their country. The first one to Hong Kong, China, Singapore, US, and Australia. For information, Newleaf currently we are covered these 5 country and area, and we are keeping on export our durian to overseas and expanding our durian market to more and more country. Okay, and besides this, by leveraging with DHL, then we can straight away deliver our durian to their country. And besides the DHL in 2020, they have set up their own durian express line, not because during the pandemic in 2020 they affected their business, but they uplifted their business because they had also foreseen durian market is very potential. The first leading logistics company also realized that durian market will be a very potential in the next future. And besides this, their first company for the collaboration is Newleaf. So we are very happy to collaborate with DHL because we can complete our entire business chain. So about Newleaf, so we started off in 2017. Okay, one of our unique thing is we have the complete set of the agriculture value chain. We have the chain from plantation, then after we harvest, then go for manufacturing, and go for the international trade and retails. So this is one of our unique thing. We have a complete set of the business chain, and you can see that our Newleaf is keeping on increase and also expanding in terms of the business and also our company. Not only for that, for Newleaf, right, we also want to create the branding of the durian. So in the next futures, right, everyone, not only in Malaysia, also in the overseas. So if let's say they want to eat durian, definitely they will think about Newleaf. So during the durian seasons, right, we are constantly receiving the inquiries from countries, even South Africa as well. So now came to the journey of Newleaf. So okay, in this slides, I want to share to all the investors that if you invest in Newleaf, right, you are not stuck on zero. It's not because you are not stuck on zero. But in fact, we have the very strong solid track record in the past. And besides that, okay, the fundraising part, the main thing is we get the fund and we want to expand our durian plantations. Okay, in 2017 we established and set up Newleaf because we have seen the potential of the durian markets. Then in 2019 we started off to do the first round of fundraising under Newleaf Eco Development Sdn Bhd. We already fully funded and we closed the projects. So the message I want to say to you that we are not forever doing the fundraising, and we are based. So once we get the fund that we want, then we will close the entire project. So the preference share of Newleaf is quite limited and valuable. In 2019, in the same time, we also participate Beijing Durian Festival. Okay, to get the public to aware our Newleaf branding. And 2020, we collaborate with DHL to complete our entire business chain from plantation manufacturing and to export. Okay, so in 2020, because DHL gave us a very good offer because in 2020 during the pandemic, we couldn't step out from our house. However, DHL can help us to send our fresh durian to our customer. The first 2 lines they open up is to Singapore and Hong Kong. So we can send our fresh durian in the on the second day, doorstep to our clients. So in 2021, we newly have scaled up because last time we only had 1 office. Now we have an entire manufacturing and the office. So the management office will be at the upstairs, the downstairs will be our manufacturing. So everything one set in located at Kota Damansara. Okay, in the same time, in 2021, we also fully developed our durian plantation under Eco Development Sdn Bhd. We have 3 main pieces of land under Newleaf Eco, located at Pelangai, Lipis, and Bentong, all in Pahang. So all of lands are freehold lands, and besides this, we also acquire MyGap certificate, Malaysia Good Agricultural Practice. By in order to acquire the MyGap certificates, right, we definitely we have to renew it every 2 years. So we have to send our durian to the certain department to go for the lab testing. Once we pass the audit, then we will acquire the MyGap. With the MyGap, definitely we can easy for us to export our durian to overseas to prove that and to prove that our durian is safe for consume. And in 2022, we also acquired the funding from the private funding, individual funding under Newleaf Venture. So also freehold land, our target entire plantation size under Newleaf Venture is about 60 acres. Now we already developed about 40 acres, another 20 acres to go. Okay, in 2022, we also acquired some important certificates like HACCP, GMP, MST, and also the federal food and drugs from US, because we also export our durian to US and also Canada. So in the same time, we have set up Newleaf Agro for our last round fundraising, okay, to expand our durian plantation. So besides this, we also acquire Newleaf Pelangai under Newleaf Pelangai, another 50 acres under Newleaf Eco Development Sdn Bhd. So we fully develop our durian plantation, what we promised to our Newleaf Eco Development Sdn Bhd. And besides this, they are very happy for our development and our process as well. In 2023, we have our own new packaging, and we have some more varieties of a durian. For example, like D101, Musang King, Sultan King, D24, and also Blackthorn. So for us to expand our business model and to increase the volume to overseas. Okay, for manufacturing, okay, we have reached another milestone is we have achieved about 17 million of the revenue from the export, and now come to the agro final round of the fundraising for these particular projects. Okay, so what we are offering right now is under Newleaf Agro. So, okay, Newleaf Durian Share Farming Program. Okay, so Newleaf Agro is another subsidiary of company of the Newleaf Plantation Berhad. So who are doing the fundraising and to develop new durian plantations. Okay, look, our proposed land is located at Pahang as well, and the capital raise is there if we are Redeemable Preference Share. Okay, how are we going to do the fundraising? We engage with pitchIN equity fund crowdfunding platform as a nominee to do the rest working capital for the developments. Okay, so how was the investment and return? Okay, before I step into the investment and returns, right? Today, when you invested in the Newleaf, right, it's a very easy, it's not complicated business model. We get the funds, then we develop the plantation. Once we develop the plantation, we get the harvest, they get the yield, we get the yield, and definitely we get the revenue. So all the revenue we will profit sharing with our investors. So this is a very this is not a complicated business model, because as we know that durians follow us since we are young, and even though few generations already. And besides this, as you know, agriculture is a stable crops. For example, like palm oil, rubber plantation. So once the durian tree matured, then it start to harvest. Then definitely every single year we will get the revenue from the durian plantation. So it's quite different compared to the stock markets, unit trust, and etc. Based on the market performance, and it's quite volatile. So agriculture is one of your good diversification of your investment portfolio. If let's say you want to find a very quite steady and non-complicated business model. Okay, so our investment arena is very easy to understand. We are based on preference share. So our one share is 5,005. Okay, how are you going to get the benefit from this preference share? You will get the entitlement of the profit after tax. When you receive a dividend from Newleaf, you don't need to declare any tax. Okay, if the dividend is profit after tax, so you will enjoy 60% of the profit sharing with the company. So flexibility and the terms. If let's say you want to cash out, so it's very important. If let's say you want to cash out your money in the near future, so there are a few ways to exit. The first one is transferable. So there are two ways to transfer. The first one, you can find the third party to take over your preference share. Okay, willing buyer, willing seller. Second is you can place your preference share in pitchIN their secondary markets. So you can straight away do the exchange of share swap by investor and investor. So it will be easier for you to do the exit. And also willing buyer, willing seller. And the second one is buyback policy. Okay, also stated in the agreement. In the year 11 onwards, right? If let's say you have made your decision, want to sell back your preference share to our company, yes, you can. So based on your first money injection, the price of the preference share. So for example, you own 10 share. If let's say you want to sell back to company about 5 share in the year 11 onwards, yes, you can, totally based on your decision whether you want to exit after year 11 or not. So if let's say in case these two never happens, then we will fall to third clause, which is maturity. So will follow us for 20 years. After 20 years, right, you receive back the dividend for 20 years, and after that you still can claim back your capitals. And the conversion is a bonus point. So during the IPO, initial public offering of the company, then we will swap your preference share to ordinary share. Okay, so I will show you the profit sharing illustration. I just take year 6 and as an example to show you how are we going to calculate the dividend to all the investors. So in this particular project, we are going to develop 200 acres of lands, and every single acre of land we will plant about 40 trees. In total tree we will plant about 8,000 trees. So in the year 6, based on our experience, right, 64 durian will be collected from the durian trees. So as you know, in a year there are 2 seasons. So one season trees can produce about 32 durians based on year 6. So in a year 6 total up, we will get about 512,000 durians times average weight of the durians 1.5 kg. So 768,000 kg that we will collected in this particular years times 30 ringgit of the farm price is quite conservative, and it's very conservative. Later I will show you the statistic. So in this particular year, 23 million is our revenue minus all the operating costs and the taxation, about 30%. 16 million will be our net profit. So 60 million we will distribute 60% to our investor. So divided by 10,000 share. As you know, these particular projects, right, we have limited of share to offer to the publics. So, and besides this, 9 million will be divided by 10,000 share. Every single share will enjoying about 968 ringgit. So we treat evenly to all the investors. It's based on your comfortable level. You can invest 2 share, 10 share, 20 share. Is totally based on your comfortable level. Because in the end of the day, we are based on share number to deliver the dividend for you. So based, for example, if let's say you invested 10 share, so in this particular year, you will get about 9,000 as your dividend. Okay, based on 5,005 of your money injections, right? So 18% in this particular year is your ROI. Okay, so currently we are still in a pre-life, and everyone, if let's say you invested in Newleaf, right, you are in the early bird stage. So in early bird stage, definitely will give some special free durian allocation to all the investors who support us in the pre-life and early bird stage. So every single share from 1 to 9 share, every single share will enjoying 3 packs of the durian, 400 grams of the fresh Musang King. So for information, 400 grams of the Musang King durian pulp is equivalent to the entire whole piece of durian, about 1.2 kg. So if let's say you invested 5 shares, then 5 times 3 will be 15 packs of the durian. 10 shares and above, every share will enjoying 5 packs. So if let's say 10 RPS, 10 preference share, then you're enjoying 50 packs of the durian. 20 and above, every single share will enjoy 6 packs of durians. Total up is 120 packs of the Musang King. So totally based on your comfortable levels. And definitely, if let's say too much of durian, if you can't consume in the once, right, you can claim batch by batch. So you can last with us, then we will do the arrangement for you. And it's very limited. Beside of this, is first come first serve basis. Okay, before I end to my slides, right, there are a few reasons why invest in the Newleaf share farming instead of invest in the Newleaf share farming. The reason, these 5 reasons normally we want to, if let's say we want to do the investments, right, we have to figure out these 5 main things. The first one is legal and compliance. Okay. Yes, we engage with pitchIN, regulated under security commissions to do the fundraising and compliance ahead. So all the agreement and the documents can be straight away downloaded from the pitchIN. Secondly, high demand globally. If let's say we want to invest in the business, right, we have to foresee the demand, and not only in local, also in the global itself. So we have the confidence in the near future that durian will be the demand towards the durian from the global, it will become more and more. And now is the best timing for us to on board in the durian industry. Well, it's keeping on increase the potential and the demand. Okay, third one is up to 20 years of profit sharing and IPO opportunity. So in the next 20 years, it's just like a passive income, because as you know, agriculture is a very steady business model. Once the crops generate yield, if you're keeping on every single year generate the yield. So once we get the yield, definitely we get the revenue for 20 years. So fourth will be the exit plan and maturity. Just now I shared to you is your exit plan. How flexibility is the preference share. So first one, transferable. You can transfer anytime. Either you can find a third party by yourself, or you can straight away place your preference share at the secondary market of the pitchIN. So it will be easier for you to let go your preference share. So second one is buyback policy. So our company have an offer. Year 11 onward, if let's say you want to sell back your preference share to a company, yes, you can 100% based on capital injection, initial capital injection. So maturity for you, along with us for 20 years. After 20 years, you still can claim back your capitals. So fifth will be asset-based investment. As a preference shareholder, this is quite important because this is the protection to all the preference shareholders. So if let's say as a preference shareholders, in the clause also stated that if let's say company touch wood have to go for the liquidation. So once the liquidator will take over the company, they will sell off all the assets from the company, and the monies will go to the preference shareholders. So first, the remaining only will go to the ordinary shareholder. In this case, preference shareholder is protected because they can claim the money first. So in this clause, right? So asset-based investment is very important and quite particular to the preference shareholder. Why do I say so? So as you know, when you invested in Newleaf, right, you are invested into a tangible asset, which is plantation. So when the plantation, the tree goes older, the value of the plantation is higher. And beside of this, all of our lands, right, are freehold land. The value of the land will be higher. This is one of the protection to our preference shareholders. So I will end my slide here, and I will pass the floor to Brenda. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Aedy. Okay, there are already questions for you here. So let's get straight to the questions. Okay, so this person is asking, is Newleaf already exporting their durians to China?
Okay, this is a very interesting question and good question. We are not only exporting our durian to China, however, we also exporting our durian to Australia, Canada, US, Hong Kong, and etc. Yeah, because in the past 10 to 20 years, right, durian is very single market dependent, only relies on the China market itself. However, this one is quite a risk, not only to China, Thailand, also to Malaysia. If let's say we only focus on the single market dependent, so Newleaf consider that. So we diversify our market expansion not only to the China but also to the multiple countries.
Okay. Okay, great. There's a follow-up question. So this person is asking, what are your typical customers like overseas? So I think you just mentioned, right, a few countries. Are they like supermarket, food manufacturer, etc., etc.?
So normally we export our durians, right? Not only our own branding, we also OEM is our OEM durian as well. So we will straight away send our durian to the distributor at the particular country, then they will straight away distribute to their franchise.
Oh, okay. So you guys also do like pulp, and then you guys do the whole fruit.
Yes.
Is it only just two of these durian products?
We are based on client preference. We have whole frozen durian, whole fresh durian, durian pulp, frozen durian pulp, and durian paste. So we are based on client preference to do the product for them.
Okay, okay. So what is the highest selling product for you guys?
It depends also depends on the seasons. By non-season, frozen durian and durian pulp. When the durian season's coming, then fresh durian will be the hot selling products.
Yeah. So, but you guys managed to sell throughout the whole year, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't
sure.
matter the season.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. How big is Newleaf? How big is the company?
Okay, I couldn't say we are the biggest company. However, we are steadily keeping on expanding company. Why do I say so? As you know, we started in 2017. However, we from only one office, now we expanded to the entire to a bigger scale located in Damansara, and also attached with the manufacturing. So in terms of how big of a company, I could say that we are keeping on expanding.
Wow. Okay. Less than 100 people?
It should be good if let's say we add up our plantations workers, definitely we can get that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I hope this answers your question. The Chia Casey. Yes. Okay. So one more question. Will exporting durians to faraway countries affect its freshness?
Okay, that's a very good question. It depends on the regulation for every single country. For example, Australia. So for the fresh durians, right, we have to take out the shell and to put it into the transparent containers. These are regulations. So for the freshness, right, if let's say we want to stay the freshness of a fresh durian, we engage with DHL for large containers, for example, like to China and to US, then we will frozen it. For the nitrogen blast durian, it can stay about 18 months, the freshness.
18 months, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But okay, I'm curious, right? If you nitrogen blast, you open the durian, is it still frozen or is it like the meat is soft?
Yeah, it's still frozen. So if let's say you want to defrost it, takes about maybe 1 to 2 hours. If let's say you want to keep like ice cream taste texture, then you can shorten in the frozen period, defrost period.
Okay. Understand. Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have for now.